I cannot sleep. Even on my faraway planet of Uranus, there is chit-chatter of the Kurds being slaughtered and US foreign policy in Syria. I'm confused. What is a Kurd? The Kurds are a distinct ethnic group that spans across multiple countries. In Syria, there are allies against ISIS. But recently, Turkey in the north attacked the Kurds, surprising the entire world. But even more shocking is that Donald Trump suddenly withdrew US presence from Syria, essentially leaving the Kurds to die. Shouldn't Democrats applaud Trump for being anti-war? Why should Americans die for Kurdistan? I don't understand the concept of Kurdistan. The Kurds are an ethnicity and their land spreads across multiple countries, from Syria, Turkey to Iraq, which causes quite a bit of conflict. Kurdistan is like Kurd tofu, in that it could take any shape. It's not that good on its own, you need other flavors. And apparently it's one of the few things that hippie liberals will fight for. Dude, I love organic Kurd tofu. While I normally am a pacifist that finds harmony and peace within the universe, I will kill you if you touch my Kurd. Speaking of food, the Kurds are throwing tomatoes at US forces as they leave Syria. That's giving Trump's decision a bad score on Rotten Tomatoes. Why was the United States helping the Kurds to begin with? The Kurds are our ally in fighting ISIS. You know who's actually beating ISIS in Syria? The Russians. So as MSNBC is like, the Russians, 5 minutes later, oh, the Kurds are dying, the Kurds. You know who's actually killing the Kurds? Turkey. Why can't we fight Turkey? I don't know, maybe because they're in NATO, they're our NATO ally. So you're basically going, oh, the Kurds are dying, the Kurds. By the way, we can't help the Kurds because we're part of an anti-Russia group. I don't understand Russia's role in Syria. Can you explain? Russia is aiding Bashar al-Assad in Syria to fight ISIS. And they're winning, unlike America, which fought for years and years in Iraq and achieved nothing. So if Russia wants to influence our elections, that might save us tax money. Where do Russians get the nerve to fight ISIS? Well, aren't you just upset they let Republicans win? Well, Republicans are greedy for not wanting to pay taxes. Oh, what are you gonna do with the tax money? To fight ISIS. So you're saying America is much softer on terror than Russia. Yeah, that's why the Iraq War took so long. Progressives love to bitch and complain about George Bush's Guantanamo Bay. But right now there's a jihadist in Syria saying, you know, I miss Dick Cheney. Compared to fighting Russia, waterboarding was fun. But here's the wild part. WikiLeaks got famous for revealing American influence in foreign elections. That's right, WikiLeaks released cables from American diplomats that showed all of these American puppet dictators in the Middle East were corrupt, and that sparked the Arab Spring Revolution. I thought Arab Spring was caused by social media. Well, that's what they tell you on CNN interviews.
In a Skype interview from Cairo, Zidane says the Egyptian revolution made history because of the internet.
If I can name it, I will name it a Twitter revolution.
In reality, it was leaked cables from WikiLeaks showing that the United States was giving money to Tunisia's dictator, Ben Ali, as aid money for food, even though they knew he was using the money for weapons, which he used against his own people. Come on, nobody ever got an espionage charge for fake news. In Egypt, Mubarak had a similar corrupt story, and all across the Middle East, people were tiring of their American puppets. You'd have to be high to believe that Twitter caused Arab Spring. Maybe that's why they call it a hashtag. Smoke it by the pound. Symbol. Here's the wild part. Twitter actually included Arab Spring in their 10th birthday promotional video. So when WikiLeaks tweets about corrupt Arab dictators, they get a promotional video. When WikiLeaks tweets about corrupt American dictators, they get locked out of their accounts, censored, and harassed by Twitter. So if it's only legitimate if you're Arab, then Julian Assange should have showed up to court in a f***ing burqa. We must resist American dictators. Oh my god, he's using Twitter! Arabs must love Western values. You know Twitter refused to ever verify Julian Assange? When an account is verified, it's the platform saying it's the official account of a celebrity, so you show up higher on search terms for the name. Instead, newspapers criticizing him show up first. But Assange could use this to his advantage. When he stands trial for internet crimes, he could say, well, Twitter said it wasn't me. You are not the real fake news. Okay, you caught me. Well, Assange was a political prisoner, so just for tweeting his stuff, we could jail you too. Here's the great irony. America originally started this system of putting puppet dictators in third world countries to combat Russian influence. That's why they're called the third world. We were the first world, Russia was the second world, and random poor countries on neither side were the third world, like the Middle East. So if Arab Spring caused revolutions that hurt our puppet dictators that were a defense system against Russia, then Twitter's 10th promotional video might as well have been made by Moscow. The Kremlin love a Twitter 10th promotional video. More vodka. Donald Trump is in the right to withdraw U.S. forces from Syria. It's Democrats that want to smear his campaign by bringing up this random, illogical Russian fear. Donald Trump makes 0 sense. Why does he want to withdraw U.S. troops from Syria, but keep up U.S. aid for Saudi Arabia to bomb Yemen? Can you explain this? House Democrats recently passed a bill to end American aid to Saudi Arabia to bomb Yemen, and Donald Trump vetoed it. Really? America is aiding in horrible war crimes, killing innocent young children. It's a shame that Jeffrey Epstein died, because he should have served as Trump's national security advisor, now that we know that Trump likes his romance like his war targets, illegally underage. Who are the Saudis fighting in Yemen? The rebels fighting against Saudi Arabia's dictator are a local group called the Houthis. Want to know how local they really are when they hold up pictures of Hezbollah's leader from Lebanon? Well, maybe they're holding up pictures of people fighting in Syria, so Donald Trump will want to pull out. How can Republicans be against abortion, but be okay with killing children after they're born in Yemen? So if you're a woman in Yemen, just don't get caught not being pregnant. Now there's silly phrasing. If the Yemenites don't pull out, American troops will. Copy, this is Republican Bomber. She is about to give birth. I am ready to engage. Baby, the bomber planes are coming. We gotta get it on. Can you at least put on some Marvin Gaye? Oh no, they just made a new fetus. We have to wait 9 months to fire. Do you really think that Donald Trump is Christian if he's using words like grab that pussy? Maybe he's trying to reduce abortions, since you'll never get her pregnant if you just use your hand. You idiot, the Yemen Houthis are clearly getting aid from Hezbollah and Iran. I'm concerned with Iran's nuclear program, and that's why I think Donald Trump was right to pull out of the deal, because their nuclear program is a serious threat. That's total bullshit, and the irony is, I know it from WikiLeaks. The WikiLeaks book has leaked cables of American diplomats pressuring the International Energy Association that if they didn't declare that Iran was weaponizing nuclear power, then the Americans would reduce the agency's role in international affairs, even though the leader of the agency declared that the evidence for this was fabricated. Interesting, because Donald Trump's election derives its legitimacy from WikiLeaks, because it's their revelations on his enemy that allowed him to get into power. But yet, Donald Trump's actions against Iran are based on lies disproven in WikiLeaks. Conservatives will believe anything. That's why they're Christian. In fact, Donald Trump treats WikiLeaks like the Bible, in that he believes it's true, but we all know he hasn't read it. Okay, so freeze. The United States government is putting you under arrest for treason. But I'm not even from Earth. It appears as though Democrats use illogical random fears of Russia to smear Donald Trump's campaign when Trump is looking to remove American presence from Syria, while at the same time Trump, listening to bogus Israeli intelligence, wants to destroy Barack Obama's diplomacy with Iran and bomb children in Yemen. The entire thing is absurd because Russia, Iran, and Hezbollah are all situational partners in Syria, which ties together all of these conflicts. So, you admit to helping the enemy? No, I plead innocence. I'm saying I was trying to kill Russians, Iranians, and Yemenites, but the United States is such a hypocrisy, I couldn't figure out who to vote for to do it. He's a Russian spy. Oh my god, you killed the alien. You bastard, you. It's okay, he'll respawn back next episode. Baby, the bomber planes are coming. I got the Marvin Gaye CD right here. Let's get it on. I looked out the window, there was nothing. You're just making this up to get laid. Alright, you caught me.